Everybody's on pins and needles across the country, especially those teams in the running for Coach Jones. Did you bring the powder?
Nah, I forgot it.
So, what do you think about the process?
It's been a long process. It's been difficult. It's been watching other players kind of go through and pick their teams and getting away from something that we talked about earlier in the year, with the early seasons and dice roll. And I know I kind of said I was leaning more towards that way, but it's just been a process on and on, listening to everybody's arguments and, this team's better than that team or playbooks are better. So it's a lot to evaluate. It's basically a large evaluation process.
How many people know your decision right now?
One right now.
Who's that?
It's me, myself, and I. It's the only people that need to know this decision right now, and go from there. So
When did you make your decision?
honestly, the between all the sifting back and forth, pretty much on the drive over here, I made my decision. Wasn't easy, but it kind of just hit me on while I was on the road.
So, when was the last time you changed your mind?
Probably about 12 hours before that. Again, everybody's still like wrestling with it and just going back and forth, looking at just such the, doing the, getting ready to do the, I was thinking about doing the die roll and all, and I just not sure if I really want to go that route now, given that the teams up for selection are available, and knowing that actually I kind of have a tactical advantage right now against the other coaches in the league with the position that I'm picking in.
So, who in this process have you taken advice from or looked to for guidance?
I've actually talked to Coach Bordier, formerly of the Saints, and Coach Pine. Pretty much those are the two main people that I've kind of bounced the ideas off of. I've listened to Coach Jared Lutton, in regards to his decision and seeing which way he was going to go and kind of what he was looking for. So pretty much those three guys, and they really had some insights of what was going on with the teams and really kind of pointing me in the right direction, I think, based on teams and playbook and, going from there. So
What was the major factor in your decision?
honestly, my mom. I really had to, find somebody outside of the box to really help me make that decision. And being as far removed from this process and this group of guys, I think we can really just move forward. Hang on one second. Sorry, that was my new GM. I don't know why they're calling me now, but
Okay.
sorry about that.
All right. Do you have any doubts about your decision?
No, not at all. I think I've reached a point now where it's clear cut and made the right decision. What's best for me and what's best for the team that I'll be taking over going forward.
Are you still a nail biter?
Nah, actually never was. So, no, I'm not too familiar with that particular experience.
Well, you've had everybody else biting their nails, so I guess it's time for them to stop chewing. The answer to the question everybody wants to know, Chris, what's your decision?
Well, looks like I had said that looks like my talents, my techno skills, are going to be possibly heading to the icy tundra of Green Bay, but I'm going to still stick with my gut and go with my dice roll. I think that's the plan. To let fate decide.
All right, let's do it.
All right. Unfortunately, goodbye to the team of Detroit. Much to my chagrin, I feel that we have a lot to accomplish, but here we go.
Wow. Well, everybody at home is going to get to see that decision here at the end, and they're going to know it momentarily. Uh, was it always in your plans to play with Barry Foster and Bubba McDowell?
Actually, no. I was taking every shot with the team of whatever the dice came up. So I'm taking my talents to the West Division, and I'm gonna take Carolina. I'm gonna push hard and and see which way we can go. Obviously, Barry Foster, Bubba McDowell, good offensive and defensive weapons to work with, and this was not high on my list for a decision, but looking at the spirit of the Man League, I look forward to trying pushing getting a championship with that team. Obviously, Coach Jordan Lutton has done some great things with that team. He's pulled the man bowl down. Obviously, if he can do it with that roster, I don't see what expectations that I can't pull down. So,
How do you explain this decision to the people in Detroit?
I really make them, honestly, it was never my choice. I never wanted to leave Detroit. I really feel that there's unfinished business there, and I was against the whole process to begin with. But, the league spoke, and I have to follow with the league's decision to move forward. And, I hope there will be an opportunity to go back and right the ship in Detroit and maybe, bring them a championship that they so rightfully deserve.
What was the major reason in choosing Fate over selecting a team like other coaches?
Manliness. That's it. It's the beginning aspect of our league, and you know what? I'm gonna take my team and I'm gonna roll with it and enjoy every minute of it. And if I steal some wins from people, that's gonna be great. It's just gonna make my victories, I think, that much better than somebody who had the time to calculate and take 5 days to test it. Now I have between now and August to roll with this team and really give it my best effort, study that playbook, and just try and wreak havoc on that NFC Western Division.
Well, Coach Lutton's had a lot of success in Carolina. For the first time recently, he moved on from Barry Foster, but he's always been a big fan of Bubba McDowell and Sam Mills. Sam Mills, I believe, is one of his idols. Do you think that you can bring to that team even a sniff of the success that Coach Lutton has had?
I mean, filling a position like Coach Lutton that's some pretty big shoes to fill. I'm not going to lie. He's a very, very talented coach. Obviously, he spent a lot of time working with the team, and I know I have to probably put in double the work to get that team to respectability of where he had it. And it's I've always asked Coach Lutton in the past, for practice help and any insights that he could offer, even when I was coaching Detroit. So it's a big ladder to climb, but I don't think it's impossible. I think it's just going to take time and patience in dealing with that team.
Do you feel that over time you'll be able to develop a hatred for Jim Everett and Michael Haynes the way that Coach Lutton has?
It's the same across the league. I mean, I played with Detroit. Detroit secondary is good, and I've also been victim to multiple passing attacks, i.e., carrier connection in Chicago and Conway. So definitely, this is no stranger, and it is what it is when it comes to Tecmo. So just go out there and play your best, and hopefully, we just break Jim Everett in half, and we have to deal with Mike Buck.
Mike Buck isn't actually in New Orleans these days. You ever want to go through this process again?
I love it. I mean, I think it was great. I think it was this was the anticipation was the biggest factor in making this decision and just rolling with it. Just picking that team. Not having the time to research a team and take the 5 days. Just roll the die and pick the team.
What do you think your mother will think of your decision?
I think she'd be proud. I think she really had a lot invested in this, and Carolina wasn't on her list, but she was kind of hoping maybe I'd be able to go back to Detroit, and tried to explain to her that that wasn't possible. But she said any decision I make is in the best interest of whatever team goes that route. So
2017 isn't very far away. You could be back in Detroit then.
it's possible. I mean, depends if they find Coach Lutton in Tampa Bay now. I've heard he's on a milk carton and missing. So it just depends what the competition's like in that superior division.
You never know with those Luttons.
Nope.
Well, thank you for taking the time to sit with us here at ESPN The Ocho, and good luck in the upcoming season. You've got some work ahead of you.
Thank you.
Now for the verification of the die roll. There is the chart, and gonna have to move our stuff around, and there's the verification of the die and the team. Congratulations.